Chapter 9, Battle of the Undead Fish Zombies. "Is this something to do with the school play?" one of the lunch ladies asked. "Is it about zombies this year? Seems a bit inappropriate for an elementary school, if you ask me." The other lunch ladies nodded again. "Are you Tom?" the orange-haired lunch lady asked. I nodded this time. "I'm Gladys," she said. "Hope you don't mind my saying, but this sounds like trouble. This might sound really weird, but I think there will be lots of hypnotized, fish-steried zombies heading down here looking for us. We have to go." I grabbed Sammy's hand. "I think you'll be all right down here. They never remember us lunch ladies. Probably forgot we even exist," said Gladys, her smile fading a little bit. "It'll be better if Sammy and I leave," I said. I grabbed a serving tray and a spatula from the counter, as I figured we might have to protect ourselves against fish-stery zombies, and led Sammy back into the hallway. We ran straight into Madame Bouvard, the French teacher. She was lurching toward us, mumbling, "Les swishy petites poissons, les swishy petites poissons." I pushed Sammy behind me and held up the tray to block Madame Bouvard's swinging arm. She stopped. She stared at her reflection in the shiny metal surface and started to moan, like Mark had done in the boys' bathroom when Frankie hypnotized him. It seemed that somehow seeing their own zombie stare reflected back stunned the fish zombies. This could be a way to fight them off. We ran back to the kitchen and pulled Gladys to one side. "I've got a plan, but we need all the lunch ladies to help." Gladys looked confused now. I tried to explain. "We need to use the shiny metal food trays to reflect the zombie goldfish stares back at the kids and teachers who've been zombified." "I always said those trays were clean enough to see yourself in," Gladys said with pride, "but I'm not sure how the other lunch ladies will cope. It won't be good for Betty's blood pressure, and Carol was just saying that she felt a migraine coming on." I looked at Sammy and then at Gladys. We can't do this on our own, I thought. We need a secret weapon. Just then the pipes above the sink started gurgling, and then the tap turned. Frankie shot out in a swoosh of water, landing in the big stainless steel sink. The other lunch lady screamed. Gladys shouted, "Quiet, ladies! Haven't you ever seen a fish in a kitchen before?" Frankie jumped out of the sink and into a pitcher of orange Kool-Aid that was on the counter. I picked up the jug. "Frankie, you're okay," I said, so relieved to see him. Frankie swished his tail against my hand to give me a fishy high five. Then I heard footsteps on the ceiling above us. Lots of footsteps. The zombies must have heard the lunch lady's screams. I ran over to the kitchen doors and shoved a broomstick between the handles to lock the door. The lunch ladies stared at me. "I saw them do it on TV once," I said, and they nodded. Sammy squeezed my hand, and Frankie's eyes were bright green now, and he thrashed around wildly. Gladys peered into the jug. "Don't look him in the eye," I warned, "or else you'll get the zombie stare like all the fish zombies upstairs." "Only a little better, because if Frankie hypnotizes you, then he can control what you do, and not Bedlam." She started to look confused again. "So the goldfish can zombie people too, but in a good way?" she asked. Then a giant searchlight went off inside my head, pointing at the light bulb with a single brilliant idea. "Yes, that's what Frankie can do. And that's exactly what we should do," I shouted. "You're a genius, Gladys." I carried Frankie over to the other lunch ladies and asked them to look into his eyes until they were all zombified. Now Frankie could control them without increasing Betty's blood pressure or giving Carol a migraine or freaking any of them out any more than they already were. I whispered the plan to Frankie about bouncing back the zombie stare with the trays and then re-hypnotizing the zombies to bring them under his control. He made all the lunch ladies pick up shiny metal trays and get ready for battle. The footsteps had reached the stairs and were banging on the cafeteria doors. For all I knew, Pradeep could be a zombie by now. I lifted Frankie's jug up to Gladys so she could get zombified too. "Don't be silly," she said. "Someone has to keep their wits about them. Besides, I've seen more zombie films than you've had hot lunches. Never look them in the eye. Never surrender." She winked at me and held up her silver tray like a shield. Suddenly the fish zombies came bursting through the kitchen doors, all chanting, "Swishy little fishy." One by one, the lunch ladies used their trays to stun them. Then I ran over with Frankie so he could zombify them again. Slowly we were getting more of the kids and teachers on our side, and they were picking up trays and joining the fight. My walkie-talkie started to click. Long, 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 short, 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 long, short, short, long. It went on that long because I didn't have a free hand to answer it. I handed Frankie's jug to Sammy. Pradeep was clicking Ring Around the Rosie, which meant he was in big trouble.